Hi ladies, doing a video, take two. I went over too much time last time, so I'm going to do this again. This is for the children's book swap, and I decided to go vintage because I really love vintage 50s, especially like school, or Hollywood, pretty much 50s. I wish I could live back then. I wouldn't have mind the inequality, I guess, of women staying home with their kids. It was a nice time. Things seemed more simple and clean and less crowded and all that. Anyway, so I decided to do Dick and Jane, and I had originally tied this ribbon around, but the book is so poofy that I wanted something that would stay and that you could carry it around with. That was easier to just put on and off. I also started with 3/4 inch, or no, maybe they were 1/2 inch. I don't know, 1/2 or 3/4 rings, and I had to go to bigger rings because it was too big. And with the extra time we got to do a few extra things, I went to my mom's and went shopping because my family is big old hoarders. I am not. I have learned not to be because you end up with way too much stuff, but my mom is. So I was able to get some vintage postcards, report cards from the 40s. They were all from one person though. They were from my great aunt, my grandma's sister, and they were from 1940 to 1949, just a few of them. So I got some of those, and then I got some flashcards, and I think these might have been mine. They don't look super well. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe not. And then I also got my grandpa's sister, so my great aunt, her typewriter book, which I'm guessing looks kind of high schoolish, so it would be the 40s, which is cool. And there were, I don't have the other ones. My grandpa worked for DPS, which is Denver Public Schools, doing like the teachers' payroll or the report cards for students in the computer department on the main, wherever DPS main thing is. But like computers would take up one room for a whole computer when he started, and then it slowly moved into, you know, an small Apple Mac, which, how cool to watch the progression of computers from the time when there wasn't any to when they took up a whole room to. So anyway, this is a typewriter practice book. So I took some pages out of that, and some of them were like way old and brittle. Like they were just crumbling in my hands. I think these were older because they weren't part of the book. So I have stuff from my grandpa's computer stuff too that I don't have the stack here. Anyway, so I did Dick and Jane. We had to use center wire or book rings. So I used my cinch. I just got a Heidi Swapp cinch, and the reason I got that, I have a bind developed, is because I wanted circles, and I was so bummed because I didn't notice, but it's squares. Heidi Swapp's cinch is squares, but they're not the slanted square. So at least they're more rounded squares. So I put lace on the inside cover, and this is, I think this is a bulk lace I bought from a wholesale store. This picture is the 50s of a card catalog, which I thought was cool. My kids didn't even know what that was. They did know what the Dewey Decimal System was, which I was glad about. And then I put craft card, library card, and then obviously a vintage card catalog. And I cut this library pocket out. I have a template, so I cut that out myself on copy dyed paper. And since the library card wasn't old, I just distressed it a little. This is typing paper, and I put washi on the edge of the old paper so they wouldn't rip. Children's writing paper. This is a Alice in Wonderland book from 1947, and I took out the Humpty Dumpty page and then made a copy because the actual paper was too heavy. So I made a copy, and it stuck together when I copy dyed it, but it still looks cool. And then just another tuck here. Copy dyed paper. This is children's book page. And I tried to, edge punch and stuff since you can't really write on the book page. I guess you could if you wanted to. Barbie ad. This is some, I guess you like color it in with pencil or a pen or I don't know, and you put it through a computer and it gets the numbers. And it's that cool vintage blue where it turns white on the edges. I love that. This is, I think this is a Dick and Jane book. Maybe not. It might be another one, I don't know. This is just a letter you can give to your kids before school. It says, a ruler to remind you that there are always rules to follow. A pencil to remind you that there are still many things to learn. A glue stick to remind you to stick with it even though stuff seems hard. A marker to remind you to leave a good mark wherever you go. A few coins to remind you to use good sense. An eraser to remind you it's okay to make mistakes. And Hershey's Kisses to remind you that you're loved. So I thought that was sweet. This is an old Yahtzee game. Dick and Jane book. This is a Prima journal card that I thought just looked 50-ish, maybe 60s. That's the page tucked over to the side. That's Humpty Dumpty. This is the report card. This is cool. It's a vintage permission typed permission slip consent form for Girl Scouts. So I thought that was kind of fun to put in there. And you could journal on that side if you want. Just a bag with a Prima journal spot. I'll just set that to the side. This is from a grade school stack. It's the chalkboard page. And that's a graphic 45 stamp on an index card. This is just children's birthday party on writing paper. I think it's a DCWB stack. These are the Red Wagon cards. And I inked the backs because I did not like, they were, I think I spilled something on them. Oh, did I? No, I didn't copy these. They're inked. I don't like when things are really white on the back and mock vintage on the front. I don't like that, so I inked the back. This is a Barbie ad. Typing paper. It's a card. Looks like an A+ paper. Children's book. This is a craft paper. And just some journal cards. It's a graphic 45 ruler. There is the flashcard. This is a fake 50s diner sheet. And I used a candied red distress ink and some antique linen. I don't know. I don't know if I like that candy red. It's really bright. It doesn't really look too vintagey. But I tucked this in since it was a diner. It was a bread ad from the 50s. Let's see. This is suitable gifts. Oh, for gifts to the child music student. I don't know. There's a student music paper, and this has like hymns every child should know and stuff like that. And these are printables I got off of, I don't know if it was Etsy or Pinterest. They're just cards, or card tickets. Really cute little kids from the 50s. This is Paddington Bear Hidden Word Search. It's a flower. And then this is Paddington 2, You're Sweeter Than Marmalade. Full card. This is just a little tuck I made. Some other practice writing. I don't know. I just grabbed some random words. This is a Paddington Bear pocket, which I had originally put on some vintage paper, and the paper crumbled and ripped on the side, so I cut it out and put it back on a map of London. And then this is the Paddington Bear tag, but I left the back. I covered the back with craft cardstock so you could journal on it. Normally, the Paddington Bear one says like return if lost or something. So I thought that was cute with the Paddington. And then this is a Paddington Write Your Own Story, The Perfect Day for an Adventure with Paddington. This is a Good Housekeeper cover. Some old children's paper, and then I copied at it, which made it look even older. This is just a piece of paper. That's Apple paper and that tag. Tuck spot. This is a banner I made on Dick and Jane page, and then this is just a little penmanship thing I made into a tag. some more typewriter paper. Some K & Company paper. This is the copy of an old book, the Boys and Girls Readers Primer. And then these are some more of the Red Wagon card, and I picked out Girl and Boy. And I stamped lines on the back. This is a 1971, I believe, Robin Hood. No, I thought I had a tuck here. I don't know where it went, so I'll have to add a tag on both sides. Maybe I didn't because I was waiting for it to dry, so I'll add tags to those. Paper. This looks like a composition paper. I added that. Some more children's writing. This is an old child craft book with a pocket. Oops. So, this is a pocket. This is why I didn't put anything in it. I used a punch that's like feet, socks, and shorts and stuff. But if you punch all the way through, it takes it right off. So you can only punch in the middle of the page. And I don't know. I might add something there, or at least put a paper clip. Maybe I'll add a piece of paper on the back so you can see it, and then add something to the spot. This is Dick and Jane. This is an old McCall's doll pattern copy that I made into a journal card. Oh, that was cool. Index card with that punch again. This is a child craft book again. With the tuck spot. Ooh. And this is a tuck spot, and that's from Richard Scarry, Busy Town. A is for Apple card. Another typing paper. Another sheet. Scrapbook paper. Oh, that got bent. How did that happen? Oops. These old books are so fragile. I punched it. It got a little bent. That's Dick and Jane. This is, if anyone had school, you know, anywhere from the 30s to the 90s, Big Chief tablet or Son of Big Chief. And I know some people think this is racist or what have you. I'm Native American. I don't find it racist. So, you know, and that is why my skin's dark. I'm not Hispanic at all. I'm Native American, if anyone was wondering. This is just the name. That was the time. I don't think people were trying to be offensive. It, you know, they didn't have much PC back then. And I apologize if anyone takes offense. It just reminds me of school back in the day. If you do, I am so sorry, and you can throw it away. But like I said, I'm Hopi. I don't take offense to it. Because I know it's in context of the time. This is just a drawing from a 50s book that I thought you could color in. And then this is a clear envelope. You could tuck, but I put the pattern from Richard Scarry's Lowly Worm. And I made this when I was 6 years old for my dad out of felt. And it has all the pieces, the hat and everything. I copied it. I made a scan. I couldn't give up my original because it was mine and it had memories of my childhood. So I did scan it and copied it because the original did look old. But unfortunately, it's kind of faded, the scan. I did the best I could, but, you know, it's 30 years old plus. No, 30 years old, yeah. So, anyway, I thought that'd be fun. And you just stitch it together and flip it out and stuff it. It's really easy to make. I mean, I made it when I was 6. This is the Child's Primer, or ABC Primer book plate. And then just half flour. And then... I always have trouble closing these. This is the back of the book. I just put a banner here. And, sorry, my camera sucks. And this is just a flower out of the paper with a cute little stamp on it. And that's the journal. So if you have any questions, please feel free to comment below. Thanks for watching. Bye.